task is not difficult actually. It's difficult because we don't want to break those barriers, right?
Right.
So in the thematic perception test, it is all the test of imagination, right? And now this imagination which we are talking about directly gets related to your unconscious mind, right?
Right.
When we say it is directly related to your unconscious mind, that means what? That means all the learnings, past learnings and experiences we are holding.
Yes, sir.
So when we were infant, the beginning of the time, and then slowly we keep on learning new things in life, right?
Right.
So the social environment around us, maybe starting from the home front, your parents, siblings, friends, neighbors, teachers, elders, they keep on telling you what are the desirable things, how you should do things, what are not to be done.
Right.
So we take all these learnings and we then start believing in those, right? So then slowly what it turns out to be our values,
Right, sir.
trust, beliefs. So then it gets accumulated in a form of learning, and the more we start believing in them,
Right.
the more permanency it will turn out to be, and it will become a crystallized part of the memory, right?
Right.
So now we don't reinvent the wheel when we are coming across the situations which are quite similar to what has happened in the past, right? We tend to draw the ready-made lessons out of it, which are already there stored in the unconscious part of the brain, and we try to relate our responses to those stimuluses, those situations which we are facing on day-to-day basis,
Right.
and then these learnings will turn out to be in form of a reaction, a response to the situations, right?
Right.
So now when we talk about when we see a picture in the TAT, when we say it is a test of imagination. Imagination is what? Again, we would like to know your attitude, right? Attitude is a collection of beliefs, your ideas, your values, okay, the learnings which has been gone by the past. So some of the things, it is not that those learnings will be obviously it will be a different from different individuals, but हमें overview देखना है, right? For defense forces we would like to have those kind of candidates जो believe करते हो teamwork में naturally, for example, right?
Okay.
So they are not bothered whether they'll get recognition of their efforts or not, to be very honest. So it will be a very second requirement for them. They will not pay attention, they'll not start the initiative thinking that whether I'll get some kind of attention, limelight, or some kind of award reward at the end of the delivery of that kind of task. Okay.
Right.
All what they will understand is, okay, this is an environment and I am they're my buddies, this is a team and the task has been given to us. So
Right.
let us contribute, each one of us, so as to achieve that good goal. So
Right.
in the stories also, in the TAT also, whatever situation you are given, so you are supposed to take an inspiration out of it.
Right.
Okay. It is not that you are going to describe the picture, ki what is the scene, how's the background or the characters are doing,
Absolutely.
or for that matter, start. This is a kind of a description. We don't require, even in the instruction also we'll say like that. You're not supposed to describe the picture, but you're supposed to write a story on the character or situation shown to you. That means inspiration. Okay?
Right.
What has led to the situation? Okay. So led to the situation, what is presently going on and what the outcome will be.
Right.
Most important thing here is what most candidates are doing is they are thinking of the past thing, right? And then coming to the present time and then thinking, giving priority to what will be done next, right? It should be exactly opposite of this.
Right.
Okay. When as a third party, when as a candidate, I'm looking at the picture, I'm supposed to understand the theme, what it motivates me to deliver. Okay. And then I'm defining my objective. And once I'm very much pretty clear about my objective, say the objective should be what? Now we are all grown up, right? We are holding a license to work in the society. We are supposed to contribute as a citizen also. So now we must think what can we contribute now to, there are so many problems which are affecting, a group of people, like unemployment, like health, infrastructures, like education sector. All these things are there. Skill sets, developing skill sets. So these are the problems which normally everybody it is affecting everyone. Or for that matter, maybe when I'm hungry to join defense forces, now my real connect will come here. So my sense of belongingness, because I don't say that I got inspired from defense services. It is being seen there in my attitude where I'm following. I know closely what is the life in the defense forces, what the soldiers or for that matter defense leaders are doing to in terms of discharging their duties to the country. So I will feel connect, and then I will come to know, okay, these are the, for example, if I'm interested in the weaponry or the weapons, what are the advanced weapons are being inducted. So I will be, say, I got an engineering background, technical background,
Right, sir.
right? I will try to connect. Can I by somehow can I make use of artificial intelligence to
Right.
further escalate the efficiency of the existing platforms?
Yes, sir.
Maybe if I want to fly the aircraft, so this is my dream now. When I'm flying the aircraft, I should have all the data, maybe target acquisition or refinement of the enhancing the kill efficiency when I'm launching a missile, right? How to acquire the data, how to come over the electronic the countermeasures which are being deployed by the target. So I will be thinking those lines. So ultimately, when you talk or when you talk about the civil life, you are thinking what is concerning for the people at large, right? And how you can contribute. So looking at the picture, it should be a trigger point. That is what exactly their design font, right? All the pictures are the stimuluses. For that matter, in the SSB, everything what you do, you talk about the psychological test, you talk about the interview, you talk the group testing. So all the actions or the things sequence of test. So test is what test is serving as a stimulus. Now with your response, we would like to know what is your attitude, what you are holding up. Okay, what is there inside you? It should come out, right? That is called as personality.
Right.
So as a human being, you tend to manipulate your personality when you are trying to deliver it. So when you are working in conscious mind, so you want to be showing best of your abilities to the person who is judging you.
Right.
So in psychological test, somehow we are successful in getting direct connect with the candidate, so that his unconscious mind is stabled there in front of us, right?
Right.
When it's slowly the test is building, the time is building, so you don't have that much of reaction time. So whatever natural thoughts are there, it will come out, and that's why we are seeing everything is absolutely transparent for a very experienced assessor, psychologist. It's very easy for him to understand actually what is the level of manipulation involved in the starting stories, and when he's totally into unconscious mind, what is natural connects.
Right.
So there is a reference being created there. Okay.
Right.
So it is not that difficult. All what is required in plain language for a candidate is, he must understand that whatever the part of the life he's standing with now, he is there to give it back to the society rather than thinking for himself only, his personal goals. Okay, he should think of contribution to the society, right? So that is a kind of goal he is starting with, and after when he pitches his imagination that this is the way he can create a solution for the existing problems. Okay, for example, rainwater harvesting, right? Water issues there, crisis there. So he can have a number of things, creativity in his mind, how the water can be replenished, right? So those kind of things should come out, and then he is actually going backwards in his mind. So when the 30-second time is there to observe the picture, that is the time his mind is fastly calculating it, right? And then maybe he is creating a background. He can say that he was a village boy. Since beginning he has seen these are the problems being faced by a common villager, despite the best of the efforts the government is putting, rather than criticizing the government or rather than pointing a finger at the authorities.
Right.
So he has to augment right his skill sets. So then he acquires a position. Maybe he does that, acquires that kind of qualification, environmental scientist or whatever. Then he put across his ideas. If the scene was of fields and talking with villagers and all. So I'm just quoting an example. So
Okay.
it is not that difficult. And moreover, in the TAT, a set of 12 pictures, you should be having a versatility, like you should be able to touch upon the various aspects of the society. Okay. When the picture is in dynamic taste, the picture can be a generic one, so a social theme, okay, or can be a dynamic theme where the challenges are required to be undertaken. So now you have a natural connect. Yes, when a dynamic theme comes, so you're climbing a Mount Everest, or you're thinking that you're climbing a Mount Everest, but it's a mountainous terrain, or you're walking on a bridge kind of a thing where there are risky situations are there. So it should give you a kick that you are thinking of a military operation. Okay, you're thinking yourself to be a part of the operation. So those kind of things should be there. So anyhow, at the last of the in a common nutshell, what a candidate should understand is how can he create a meaningful objective by looking at the picture. Okay, it should directly inspire him. So these things we would like to know. That's all. So I would put, like, everybody knows about tracking and all. The thing can be a little difficult, like other fields. If I talk about, somebody wants to talk how the ISRO is operating. Okay, how we are gaining a name in the field of space exploration through ISRO. So you need to, you should have a taste of that.
Okay.
So that will support your inquiring attitude. Everybody who is looking to become a defense officer, he should have a natural, inquiring attitude to know more and more about things. It should not be because we are not looking for the professionals, like the corporate world. You are a HR employee, you just look for the HR thing. No, it's not like that. We want a versatile personality. You should be aware about a lot of things which is happening, because at the end of the day, what you are looking for when you become an officer, you are supposed to take quick decisions. Okay.
Absolutely.
And those decisions, you need to understand what others are doing. Okay. Maybe being an engineering officer, I should be having a understanding how the pilots, what is the requirement of being a pilot, or what the requirement, the operational worthiness of the aircraft should be maintained at all the times. What are the logistic supports it requires? At the same time, to that extent, that the financial issues, if a officer, or for that matter, Jawan who goes on temporary movements and all, how the claims are being processed. Okay. Then medical requirements. So all this knowledge must be with me to take a meaningful decision at the time when it is required. So I should be able to appreciate, what all other domains are doing, and why my contribution is equally important. Because if I will not be, able to extend my support, so many things will be having a cascading effect.
Right, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So purely, that point of view, we would like to have a candidate with a balanced personality. He should not have any inhibition that this is not my field, why should I know about that? Okay. For that matter, irrespective of the branch you are joining, if you're taking an example of Indian Air Force, everybody should know that how the aircraft flies.
Absolutely.
So the aerodynamics and basic things should be clear, how the aircraft flies. Right. So that is why even if you are not exposed to different fields, nothing will stop you to understand, and there is plenty of information available around you.
Right.
So you can take a help from the internet. There are AI platforms nowadays. I'm telling the candidates to because see, for example, there are various government schemes, like welfare schemes. Let it be a housing scheme, let it be a startup scheme. Government is trying to promote. So how they are funding those schemes? Through the tax collection, which we are actually paying the tax, right? So we ought to know what are the efforts the government is doing on ground. So first of all, we should know about those schemes. Tomorrow, I should be capable enough to make people understand there are solar panels available. The government gives subsidies, and this is how you can apply for that. So these are basic things. And now, whatever idea you are getting, objective in your mind you're getting. So it is both ways. First of all, you have some idea which is inspiring you from the picture, and then you provide some kind of details, because it now directly relates to your awareness of the subject, right?
Right, sir.
And at the same time, when you have awareness of various things, you
Right.
can have different kind of objectives. Okay, they go hand in hand. So the
Right.
best way of doing these things is go and visit one of the, say, Chat GPT is there, right?
Right,
If
sir.
I'll put what are the innovative ways through which we can conserve water, right? Or the government schemes, Indian government schemes in this area. So it will give you a listing of those schemes. So
Absolutely.
one click, you will have n number of things. So you need not to mug up those things, facts and figures. You just understand, read
Right.
them,